Time for the mission. Get ready.
Hey guys, David here for Living on iPad, and I just wanted to run you through this Battle Royale game that I played yesterday. Now this is a win, so happy days playing on the iPad. This is a 5th generation iPad Classic. It's the cheapy iPad, the cheapest one that they do. And so yeah, we're jumping straight out of the aircraft down towards the circus. Now, I don't normally recommend to people that you go this close to kind of the flight path of the aircraft at this point, because it does make life a little bit hairy right at the beginning. However, if you're jumping into an area you know you can grab weapons straight away, not so bad. So at least you are able at that point to jump down and make sure that you're ready to go. For some reason in this game there was nobody like straight in. This is why I'm kind of hovering here for a moment, because normally if I jump anywhere near the flight path of the drop plane, I can pretty much guarantee that there'll be someone straight in behind you with something trying to take you down. But having had a quick look round, there's nobody's sprinting straight in. I am using the engineer class in this game. I really kind of like using, the mechanic class, I think it's called, which means that I get that drone which gives the EMP attack. I don't really use it as an attack. I use it more for finding people if I'm in close quarters with people. Obviously, I'll try and grab an adrenaline as soon as I can in these games. At this point though, we've not been able to grab one, and I get into a few little gunfights here quite quickly on. As you can see in the top right in the mini-map, there's at least like 2 or 3 other guys knocking around, so we take this guy out pretty quick. Did need to do a reload there, which was unfortunate. I don't like doing that soon, or certainly in the middle of the games. This guy was really running around a lot. Still managed to take him down, even though we needed yet another reload somehow. Slap on a first aid kit, I think, at this point. Yes. And I had a feeling there was still someone else playing at this point in our area, so get the drone up as quickly as we can. This is kind of all from memory from when I played through it, so I'm just giving this commentary after the fact a little bit. But as I say, I use that drone basically to make sure that there's no one around, so when I'm grabbing equipment and stuff. I did have a few frame drops in this game, which is unusual. Normally it doesn't actually get stuttery at all. But there we're just switching around some of the equipment. I do like to use that 1.5 times zoom scope as kind of my main assault weapon. For some reason I just really prefer it versus the laser dot or the holographic sight. They just don't feel right to me. I don't know why. I really like the scope option. But yeah, so this is my secondary now, which is the whatever that's called. I'm terrible at gun names, I'll be honest with you. That's not how you win this. Knowing gun names doesn't help. Having a sexy skin on your character also doesn't make you any better at the game. This is me literally playing on the cheapest iPad. This is a 2017 9.7-inch iPad, so it's not new. It runs an A9 processor, I think. That's why we're running on medium graphics quality, but it works. It's absolutely fine. And for anyone, I do get a lot of people asking me about hardware and stuff when I'm playing on YouTube and stuff. But in this case, this is honestly the worst it's ever run on my game. Just up at the top there, you can see someone just followed me on my Instagram account, which is Living on iPad. Please feel free to do that as well. I am going to be doing a how to win like a Battle Royale tips video next here on YouTube. So follow for that. We'll also break that down into 5 individual videos that will go onto Instagram. The Instagram I've literally had going for like maybe a month. We're up to about 350 subs at this point. I would love to get it past 500 this week. So if you want to follow, that would be great. I think we're going to jump in this Jeep and go for a little bit of a drive now, because we wanted to get a little bit closer. I also really like to get as quickly as I can, when I'm not crashing into lampposts. I really like to get the chips upgraded as quickly as I can. As I say, I'm a very big user of this mechanic class. When I first started out, I used the zombie all the time, and basically for the same reason, for locating enemies. It kind of drives people out of cover a little bit compared to this mechanic one, but the mechanic one also, I think, has a little bit more range to it. I did spot someone on the map here, so I think we went back just to knock them down. in retrospect, they're running around on the roof on those high-level pipes just there. I don't know if you can make that out, but it's just about to come down the angled one. Shoots into cover a little bit, but we take him out just in a moment. I like to, I used to be a paintball player, so I actually make use of this cover quite a lot more than most people do, I think, in the way that a paintballer would. So I'll run at someone, but with like a tree between me and them, and that's normally enough. Right, that was a little bit closer than I would have liked, so we'll grab a bit more health. I think I'll get my first adrenaline in here. No, okay, we're going to just go with the first aid kit. We're heading up to the chip terminal, I believe, just at the top of here. There normally is one. But maybe there wasn't in this. I seem to remember that it took me forever to find a chip terminal. I also forgot to reload until any second now. There we go. One of the biggest tips that I think everyone should make use of when they're playing these games is reload as soon as you've been in any gunfight, because that will give you the best chance of not getting yourself into trouble next, and also make sure that health stays as full as humanly possible. If you can get a handful of adrenalines in your pocket, that's super helpful. So we take a little bit of a drive round and back up. See, I find that actually using the vehicles is much easier for getting up these tall hills as well. Otherwise you kind of have to jump up them. Does anyone else have that problem, or is that like my iPad glitching out? I don't know. I'm a terrible driver in this game, just so you know. We can jump back in there now, that's all safe. I tend to wound myself with vehicles more than anything else. They seem to have added in this season the tanks that get dropped in later on in the game. I am not a fan of that. I think they're terrible. A, they're horrible to drive around, and they're like really difficult to drive. B, they're super overpowered, so if someone actually hits you with it, you're just wiped out, as you would expect. It's a tank shell. So I tend to kind of camp around them a little bit and kind of defend them from anyone coming near them, and then as the battle zone shrinks down, that's when I kind of just wander off and leave them abandoned outside the battle zone, hoping that no one finds them. So I really don't like the tank mechanic that they've added in. I think the rest of the vehicles are kind of fun, but those tanks are just, I think they've made the game awful. Now, COD Mobile is a weird thing, because I think I've downloaded it like the day it came out in October last year, and I've not been a big player of first-person shooter games. I used to play a little bit on Xbox, but I was terrible at it. And I think my first 4 games when I downloaded this were all Battle Royales, and I won 2 out of my first 4 Battle Royales, and I was like completely shocked. But I do think playing on iPad helps. I've never used external controllers. I'm not into that. I'm very much about the thumbsticks on screen. So just in case you're wondering, yeah, I don't play this on controller, but I do like to use the touch surface thing. It works quite well, and because I'm using an iPad, I can actually see what's going on. I think it gives me a little bit more sensitivity in terms of movement levels. If you're trying to thumbstick on a phone screen, I feel like that's much harder, but I don't feel like I'm cheating, because like anyone with an iPad can do this, right? That's not my fault. That's what I play on, right? I'm just old and I can't see very well. So finally we get our chip upgrade. Very helpful to have this. Very helpful. It basically means that I think it just means that it recharges faster, right? That's how it seems to me. I remember coming up, I do actually get like ambushed by someone, and it's a bit hairy. It's kind of close to death in this one, but at least we have that adrenaline. If I hadn't had the adrenaline at this point in the game, I would have died. As it was, we made it right through to the end. So we've got someone on the way. I don't think this was the horribly hard one. Yeah, take this guy down.
Half of the players are eliminated.
So now we're in the top 50, so that's a good start. I get upset if I'm not in the top 50.
Airdrop has been delivered.
Yeah, have a little mooch round up these stairs. As I said, always reload. One of the most important things you can actually do in this game is making sure that that clip is full all the time. Upgrade your clip as soon as you can. Get the drones in the air as often as you can, so you've got a clue of who's around you. And if you can, either drop as far away as you can from everyone at the beginning of the game if you need a little bit of time to make sure that you're set up, you've got the equipment that you need, or at least drop into an area that you are familiar with. So the map for Battle Royale on Call of Duty Mobile is actually made up of all of the individual game zones, as well as obviously some connecting tissue and things like that. So all of it's kind of playable, so you can kind of get used to it all in the multiplayer games, and then you can come and play it in the Battle Royales and kind of drop into a busy area. I've not kind of worked out exactly if there's a way to tell right from the beginning. Like that space that they give you right at the start, is that where you're in the pre-match area? Is that where the thing ends up?
Is almost ready.
Is that where it shrinks back down to? I don't know. Let me know in the comments. Ah, here we go. This is where it got super hairy. I think, if I'm right from memory, yeah, we ended up with 1 hit point, which is not many. 1 is very few.
The safe zone is collapsing.
But we just about survived it. So, health, ammo. How did it not go all the way back up? Oh, yeah. First aid kit doesn't completely refill your health, does it? It just gets you back quite a big chunk of it. But I didn't notice that while I was playing. That's quite annoying. Would have been good if I'd been paying attention to that. Right, so as I mentioned, the tank is on the way. The tank's one of the things that I really dislike in this game now, and it happened to be quite close to me, I think. In fact, no, it's not dropped yet. It's on the aircraft. There we go. You can just about, in the background, you can see the parachute.
Tank has been delivered.
So as I say, I'm not going to get in that tank. I'm going to find that tank, and I'm going to make sure no one else gets in it, because just like when the crates drop, they kind of attract a lot of other players, and I quite like being in the right spot when other people turn up, and then being able to just keep them away, just kind of pick them off as they arrive. Right, we've got some adrenaline. That's better. Always good to keep this topped up. So we're now down to 30 players left in the game. I've got 8 kills. Quite happy with that, to be fair. That's not an unfortunate amount of kills. As I've mentioned, I think I'm pretty terrible at driving this thing. Right, here we go. Let's knock this guy out. Nice and quick. Could really do with another adrenaline. Haven't got any knocking around. Has he got any? No. Don't know why I really bothered with that hemostatic. That's restored me about 4 hit points. But sometimes I suck too. Now, I'm not convinced I would have seen that guy if I was playing on my phone. That's a fun combination of me being an old man and poor eyesight, and yeah, just having a bigger screen definitely helps me. So yeah, there's our tank. It's kind of landed sideways, which is probably not ideal for anyone. And the safe zone is contracting already. Safe zone is shrinking. So we'll just hang out, just make sure nobody comes and gets in the tank, because that would just upset my day. Because I don't have a missile launcher or rocket launcher, or I have a couple of grenades, but I hate having to try and take out a tank. You need either stickies or a rocket launcher, or 3. Cool. I don't think anyone's coming this way. There's the adrenaline. That's what we need. Grab that. We'll be on our way. Let's get back into that central area. So there's now 23 players left. We are coming into the end game. Copyright Marvel. Back on my little quad bike. Don't want to play in the tank. Jump on my quad bike. As you can probably tell from watching this, I'm a little bit less frantic than most players. I'm kind of just looking around, trying to be a little bit calmer, a little bit more kind of collected in the way that I play. Oh, that might have been my old... oh, that's glitching well. Yeah, it was a really weird game. I don't know why it glitched quite as much as it did, but here we go. I always like to find other people gunfighting because it's much easier to just take them out when they're looking at each other. And here we have quite a pile of bodies. They don't look as grim though when they look like a case.
Safe zone is collapsing.
Well, as I mentioned, not only do the tanks kind of attract a whole bunch of people to mill around, so do the big crates. So let's go and find one of those. I think that's what I did. Trying to remember your game from last night at like 11 PM when you were really tired and then still won, and then trying to remember where you were. And what did I do next? Did I go and find the crate? Maybe I did. Maybe I just went across a bridge. I don't know. That's a little crate. I'll have that one. So I get the drone up as quick as possible all the time. Quite happy if it says following, because that means I've got nobody to worry about around me. Keep all the ammo topped up. And then back to our 1.5 times zoom. Definitely my preferred sight in the game. This is what I play multiplayer with as well. I do kind of like these weapons that they've added quite a few of in the later seasons. Oh, we can hear footsteps. Can you hear footsteps? Sometimes it's best just to sit tight for a moment, see what happens. There we go, little gunfight outside, we know where everyone is. And we're now down to 6 players total.
Down to the
Last 5, last 4. I think I only got one more kill. I think I got 14. Yeah, down to 3. I definitely didn't kill number 3. So at this point, I'm kind of looking for the other pair that are fighting. Let's head into that zone. The last thing you want to do is die because you were stood in the wrong place. That's a terrible thing. However, standing on the outside of the kind of live zone of the game is a really good way, if you're looking outwards, to catch people that are heading towards the zone. If you want to up your kill numbers, that is a nice little tactic. Especially in this case, I would be on the opposite side of this circle looking outwards, because obviously there's not going to be as many people behind me here, but there will be more people on the far side, assuming there wasn't just 2 of us left in the game. But here we go, I can see the dude running. You did. See you later then. And that's kind of how it happened. That was my little game at about 11 o'clock last night. Yeah, 11:20 I finished, so yeah, I started about 11 PM here in the UK. I hope you enjoyed this. As I said, I'm going to do a little bit of a guide video on how to do it, but smash that subscribe button, hit the like, comment, ask me questions. I'd love to answer them. Thanks so much for watching, and one of these videos here you might enjoy. So press it and subscribe. More subscribing. Hey, I said subscribe.